Okay, so today we're gonna do "Unwell" by Matchbox 20. So a couple of friends have requested this to me, and Matchbox 20 in general. I've heard of the name, obviously, but I'm not very familiar with the band. So yeah, "Unwell." I don't know if I've heard this or not, but again, it was requested, and yeah, we're gonna see what's going on and talk about it after. So let's just get going and let's go. A banjo.
All day, staring at the ceiling, making friends with shadows on my wall. All night, hearing voices telling me that I should get some sleep, because tomorrow might be good for something. Hold on, feeling like I'm headed for a breakdown, and I don't know why, but I'm not crazy, I'm just a little unwell. I know right now you can't tell, but stay a while and maybe then you'll see a different side of me. I'm not crazy, I'm just a little impaired. I know right now you don't care, but soon enough you're gonna think of me and how I used to be me, and talking to myself in public and dodging glances on the train. And I know they've all been talking about me. I can hear them whisper, and it makes me think there must be something wrong with me. Out of all the hours thinking, somehow I've lost my mind. But I'm not crazy, I'm just a little unwell. I know right now you can't tell, but stay a while and maybe then you'll see a different side of me. I'm not crazy, I'm just a little impaired. I know right now you don't care, but soon enough you're gonna think of me and how I used to be. I've been talking in my sleep. Pretty soon they'll come to get me. Yeah, they're taking me I'm not crazy, I'm just a little unwell. I know right now you can't tell, but stay a while and maybe then you'll see a different side of me. I'm not crazy, I'm just a little impaired. I know right now you don't care, but soon enough you're gonna think of me and how I used to be. Yeah, how I used to be. How I used to be. Well, I'm just a little lonely. How I used to be. How I used to be. I'm just a little lonely.
Okay, so "Unwell" by Matchbox 20. So like I said, I'm not very familiar with Matchbox 20, and even though this song apparently was huge at its time, I don't think I've heard it, which I'm surprised by. But yeah, I gotta say, I liked it. I liked it quite a bit. I liked the message in it a lot. I guess I'll say off the top, um, the banjo at the start, I was not expecting a banjo because I've heard that this band, was an alternative rock band. So yeah, I wasn't expecting a banjo, and the banjo kind of gave me a country feeling. So I was just like, is this like a country song? I don't know. But yeah, apparently it's it's still the genre of it and everything is alternative and all that. I don't see anything about country, but that's the kind of feeling I got. And also, I wanted to say, I think there was like an organ in there, maybe piano, whatever. But I like that as well under Rob Thomas's vocals, the lead singer here. And yeah, I thought that was a nice touch as well. I thought, just the music behind his vocals, because his voice is very soft. But also when he would sing at some parts, like on the pre-chorus and some verses, I guess. You could tell he was a little angry, maybe you could say passionate, where his vocals went a little higher and more, I guess, scratchy. But yeah, when he just started as well, you could really tell his voice was quite soft and just, yeah, kind of almost like a Daniel Powder kind of a feeling, if anyone even remembers who Daniel Powder is. But anyway, with the, yeah, I mean, I really like the meaning of the song, like I said at the start. Because I do see that Rob Thomas actually on Genius.com here. I always go on Genius, and actually Rob he edited some of this stuff here, some of his lyrics and such to explain what he was thinking, which I haven't really seen on Genius.com, mostly because I guess the people I react to are either very old or dead. But yeah, so he did this, which is kind of cool to see what was going on through his mind when he was writing this song. So I guess, with the first verse here, just all day staring at the ceiling, making friends with shadows on my wall all night, hearing voices telling me that I should get some sleep because tomorrow might be good for something. So, like, when he's saying, because then he goes on in the chorus when he says, but I'm not crazy, I'm just a little unwell. So it feels like it's kind of like, he's having mental health problems, mental illness, and especially, I guess this came out in 2003, I think it was. The album came out in 2003. Yeah, released 2003, April 3rd. But yeah. So, I mean, mental health still today isn't even really, I mean, I guess it's out there, people kind of pay attention, but again, there's still a stigma, but, him talking about it here almost 20 years ago, just saying, I'm not crazy just because, like, again, like when he says, I'm hearing voices telling me to go to sleep, tomorrow might be good for something, because it's like, obviously he's like kind of depressed or something, he's not having a good time, and it's like, well, maybe I should go to sleep because maybe something will happen tomorrow that will be good. So he still kind of has a little bit of optimism, which is nice to see. So yeah, and then the pre-chorus, hold on, feeling like I'm headed for a breakdown, and I don't know why. So I mean, yeah, if it's just talking about, mental health here, obviously he's kind of mentally unstable, and he feels like he could be having a breakdown, and you don't even know why, which, I mean, as somebody who, has, mental health issues as well, and takes, antidepressants and all this stuff, I mean, it still doesn't really, stop everything from happening and causing a breakdown or whatever, even if you don't know why or what's happening. So yeah, I mean, that's what I really like about the message here, with how he's kind of just talking about that he wasn't feeling well or whatever, that he's not comfortable. So there is an about on the song here, which I could, I guess, read, which I always kind of do. So anyways, this Unwell is the second single from Matchbox 20's third album, More Than You Think You Are. And I like the title of that as well, a very uplifting title for the album. It is one of their most well-known songs, and it was very popular at the time of its release. Rob Thomas, the lead singer of the band, states that he wrote the song as a metaphor for humanity in general, a song for people who are messed up and feel alone like that. We all feel a little messed up sometimes. You're not alone. So yeah, I really like that he talked about that as well. You're not alone. I can't talk, but yeah, some people might feel that they're alone, and I guess even in the song, he's kind of saying when he talks about people are whispering about him, they're muttering things about him, and it's like they could be, but also, I mean, mental health, when you're having issues like that with your mental health, yeah, it could just be paranoia, and I mean, the people on the bus or whatever aren't even really talking about you, or don't even really realize you're there. I mean, that's another thing with that. But anyway, there are some questions here that Rob Thomas answered, which I guess I could just talk about for a second here. So he says, someone said, what does Rob think about the banjo on the song? So he said, I think it's kind of awesome because at the time everyone was either Ludacris or Nelly or boy bands. Ludacris and Nelly, those were the days. Anyway, and then we were hanging out there with a song with a banjo in the intro. It felt kind of like a win for us. When I wrote the song, it was much faster. And then he says, it was Paul, I guess another person in the band. I don't know everyone in the band yet. Paul, who said, "It's like that, like you're playing it on the piano, slow it down there." It made all those lyrics seem a little more poignant, and I think that really does make a lot more sense. If it was faster and they were singing these lyrics, yeah, I don't think it would be as strong. A lot more longing to it than I would have had. I think I wanted it to sound like a Nelly song. So again, we go back to Nelly. And I mean, Nelly, my goodness, he had quite the hits for a bit. Anyway, it goes on. What inspired the lyrics? So, I mean, here's something important. So he says, we were going into our third record. It came from an idea of not feeling comfortable in my own skin or in my job, even less so. I was always very comfortable in groups and was very comfortable on stage, and then never comfortable in the group. You do things where you're out and amongst, and I was never really comfortable in that situation. That led me to having crazy panic attacks, and I had to figure out how to get these things under control. So he says once he grew up, and he kind of found his security, and it started to go away. I was left with the reality that I need to deal with how uncomfortable I am at all times, how unsure of myself I am, every word that comes out of my mouth in every situation. Unwell was the beginning of that for me. So yeah, I mean, I really like this now because not only was the song huge for the band, but this song was huge for Rob, it sounds like, on his own. And even writing, I mean, basically it sounds like he's writing down his feelings and then, putting it to music, which is, I mean, that's a very, that's a very healthy thing to do, especially, monetarily. But anyway, yeah, so I just want to say the credits here. So banjo Kyle Cook was on there, and I like the banjo a lot. French horns, Jerome Ashby and Eric Rolski, and written by Rob Thomas. I don't know if I already said that. And vocals by Rob Thomas. There's no Paul here, so I don't know who Paul is, but Paul was the one who said to slow her down, and we can thank Paul for that, whoever he may be. So yeah, I mean, I guess there's not much else really to talk about. I mean, I've already gone on about basically this whole song was about just becoming more comfortable in your skin. And again, I like the whole part of I'm not crazy, I'm just a little unwell. So it's like, because I mean, back in in the 30s, 40s, 50s, whatever, I mean, mentally ill people, whatever it was, people who didn't have a strong mental health, I mean, they went to psychiatric hospitals and everything like that, asylums. People didn't know what to do with those kind of people. And I mean, you were seen as, you should be banished from humanity. And I'm glad that things like that don't happen anymore. And yeah, it's like, you're not crazy. You're just a little unwell. You're not sick or weak. I mean, I think there's a quote, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. But anyway, yeah, very uplifting song. I like the kind of country feel. I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion or what, but I felt country in this song. And yeah, anyway, I guess that's it. So yeah, finally, Matchbox 20. There you go. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next song. Okay, or reaction, whatever the heck. Oh yeah.